So in 1989, we had an enormous breakthrough, and we suddenly realized that we had a large family with an inherited retinal degeneration, and about 50% of the people in the family were affected with a very severe retinal degeneration. And we realized that that family was large enough, that family tree, that pedigree, as we call it, was large enough for us to track down the disease gene. Because it's a statistical method, actually, to track down the disease gene. So the more people you have, the more likely you'll be able to find it. Target 5000 is now focused on doing that for 5,000 patients in Ireland, with an all-Ireland network, finding the causative genes that are present in those patients and empowering patients in that way. And that network involves Belfast, Julie Silvestri, David Keegan in the Mater, Paul Kenna and Emma Dignan in the Eye and Ear Hospital, and lots of other people within those teams. And the scientists collaborating together, focused on doing the absolute best we can for patient well-being. So I think being associated with a patient organization completely changes what you do. You have a direct umbilical cord to the reason why you're actually doing something. You have a direct link with patients. It's not esoteric. This is why we're doing something. And it's a huge motivator for me, but also for everybody in the team. So that we have a large team, and everything we do is very little to do with me, and much more to do with our PhD students and our postdoctoral scientists, who are the engine of research.
So Target 5000 is a clinical and research genotyping study that sequences the DNA of patients with inherited retinal disease. So we try and find the exact cause of the disease at the DNA level. So a day for me working on Target 5000 often involves talking to the ophthalmologists, taking family histories, and then specifically looking at patients' DNA code, looking at the different letters. I kind of call it a glorified spot the difference sometimes. So we look for changes in the code that patients have versus people who don't have sight loss. And I do a lot of work at the bench, I do a lot of work on the computer, and my day is very varied, it's always changing. I'm really optimistic that we'll find a cure for sight loss in my lifetime. With the brilliant work that the gene therapy team are doing here in Trinity College Dublin, and with what's going on globally, multiple clinical trials, I've no doubt that there's going to be an array of treatment options available in the future. I think the public's perception towards science has definitely shifted post-pandemic. I've never heard so many people ask us about the work we do in the lab here, and about the therapies, specifically the ones that use the viruses as a delivery mechanism. It's really great, actually, to have such a positive outlook on science after the pandemic. So we're really excited about everybody who is interested and wants to get involved. I think what researchers need to excel in the future is, number one, funding. Research doesn't happen without funding, and we're very grateful to all of the public funding that goes into the work here in the lab. And of course, I think what's really important as well for researchers is to get their science out there and have the public involved, have patients involved. I think that's really important.